Hello everyone, and welcome to Oxygen Not Included. So this is a new game that's still in a pre-alpha state, I think it is, or alpha at the most, but it's made by the makers of Don't Starve, and it's quite interesting. There haven't been many games lately that have captured my attention, and I've only spent a few hours on this, but I'm liking where it's going. I think this game has a lot of potential depending on what they decide to do with it. So let's see, playing in a window for easier recording. Got the UI scale bumped up to 120% because I feel some of the elements are a little small for recording. For playing, they're okay. I'm gonna go ahead and turn down the music a little bit more. So here's an interesting option. You can change the temperature units. It defaults to Celsius, which I will be using. You can also change it to Kelvin or Fahrenheit. I don't know why you would use Fahrenheit, but that's very interesting that you can switch it to Kelvin. There are a lot of little things like that about this game that it's just like, I don't know how you'd say it. It's like they're trying to accurately replicate the science of some things, like how fluids behave and so on and so forth. So you can actually see the effects of, like, water pressure, for instance. Alright, so we actually get to choose our initial crew of 3 people. You can click shuffle as many times as you need to. And if possible, I would like to get a good scientist, a good miner, and a good athlete. Okay, so the artist guy, he's got to go, I'm afraid. But let's keep going and see if I can get an athlete or something. A level 5 runner. Not bad. Early bird, loud sleeper. That one's kind of bad. The early bird is a nice little bonus, but I mean, I can live with the loud sleeper. I'll just have to make sure his bed is far enough away from everyone else's. Okay, Bubbles. I love that name. Level 6 miner. And she's got a little bit of everything going for her. That's pretty good. The mole hands gives the extra digging bonus. Narcoleptic is a little bit bad. It's not the worst thing in the world. Decor expectation is low. That's good. This Bubbles is constantly challenging others to fight her, regardless of whether or not she can actually take them. Good to know. Okay, so I'm good with Bubbles. Floyd, I think, is okay. Jack, though. I don't know. Let's see if we can get a better scientist. Okay, how we doing? So, she's anemic, so she loses a lot of athletics, so she's going to move half as fast as everyone else. She's got good learning, a little bit of strength, which is odd considering she's anemic, a little bit of creativity, which is never a bad thing, a little bit of medicine, can eat just about anything without getting sick, so that's good. She's a vomiter. The other 2 are destructive. Okay, I think I'm happy with this. So we got Maha, the scientist, Floyd, the runner, and Bubbles, the miner. Okay, I've got to admit Floyd's a little lackluster, but we'll go with this. I've wasted enough time on this as it is. Alright, so here we are. Alert, your crew is awoken miles beneath the surface of an unfamiliar terrestrial body. Oddly, you have no recollection of how they got here. It might be best to start digging. And dig we will, as soon as we take a look at what we got. We've got a lot of copper here. That's a big open space with a lot of oxygen in it, so that's good. The copper veins typically have a vacuum in the center of them. Yeah, we got a lot of vacuum around us as well, which is a bit unfortunate. We got a little bit of water, and one thing I was talking about simulating water pressure. If we look, can't really see it right here because the water is a little bit funky because of this little bubble here, but water normally has a density of 1,000 kilograms per cubic meter, and I believe that this game, one tile is 1 cubic meter. And normally a full block of water on the surface would be 1,000 kilograms, as you would expect. If you go down further, it actually gets denser. You can see it's going up by about 10 kilograms per meter. So it's actually considering water pressure, and the water is being packed down more densely as we go further down. So that's just one of those little things that I saw and I was like, wow, that is a cool little detail. I don't know why that amuses me so much, but it does. Okay, so I'm probably going to dig up here first. I don't know how soon we need the copper. Ooh, there's plants up here too. So yeah, that's definitely going to be a high priority. I kind of hate that there's not much of interest below our little printing pod, but I guess that's okay. There's like a little bit of oxygen we can dig down into there. So the name of the game is Oxygen Not Included, and oxygen is one of the biggest problems in this game. You have to manage your breathable air or you will suffocate. And of course they breathe out carbon dioxide, which is a bit of a problem. The good thing about carbon dioxide is it's heavy, so it sinks. So one thing I'll do in a little bit is probably dig down a little pit or something here, so that the carbon dioxide can just slowly sink down into the pit. And that'll be our way of dealing with it at first. I've heard, I didn't actually get a chance to watch the video, but you can actually compress gas into a tank. And that's something I'm going to want to experiment with. I've actually seen a video where someone had a water tank explode, so there's definitely material strengths and things like that. But let's get digging. So I don't really want to break those vacuums just yet. So let's go ahead and just dig out a little bit on both sides here so we can get some materials. Go ahead and press spacebar to unpause the game. So it'll give us some basic tips here. So mouse wheel zoom in and out, H to go to the printing pod, tab to change the speed, or you can click on the icons up here. So G is the key binding for the dig tool, which is probably what I used a moment ago. And the build menu on the lower left is for building things. So let's go ahead and just pause that since they're almost done digging. So as it says, duplicants need to have some kind of path to their jobs in order to work. They can only climb 2 tiles high and are 2 tiles tall themselves. I've actually seen where they can squeeze through a diagonal. That's kind of small. Like, I don't know if I'd have any way of demonstrating that, like, right here. But they could actually squeeze through a gap like that. And that's... I believe that's what I've seen. Yeah, they can go through that. Go ahead and cancel that. I don't want to build those. So let's start by placing a ladder. Just take that all the way up there. Do I want to... No, I don't know if that will destroy the plant or not. So let's go ahead and just do that. And I would also like them to dig out the sides here so that gases can flow more easily. But we'll go ahead and set that to a lower priority. So there's the prioritize menu. I just hit P normally. and you can assign a priority where 9 is the highest. They will do that first. So let's go ahead and just set these to 4, so the ladder takes priority and they can dig out the sides after that. So some interesting tiles here. We've got the oxalite, which produces oxygen, but I believe this disintegrates over time. Sandstone's one of the main building blocks you'll see early on. For example, I think the ladders are even built out of sandstone. The tiles here are, well, they can be built out of multiple blocks, but we'll be building them out of sandstone because that's what we have. And I did not mean to do that. Get rid of that. It got strangely quiet. I guess it's just because they were delivering materials. Let's get rid of that build menu there. Okay, so we got an alert here that says the colony requires toilets, and that is an issue we should probably work on sooner rather than later. So I'm actually going to build that down a bit. Oh, and of course, because I got the tile there. So yeah, let's just build down and dig out a little room down there. We're gonna have to destroy that tile so we can build a ladder. And let's go ahead and prioritize the toilet room. That is definitely an issue. We don't want them making a mess on the floor. And that is actually what they do if they don't have anywhere else to go. Okay, Floyd, why are you so slow? Oh right, he's only good at athletics. He stinks at digging and building. So up here on the top right, we've got some overlays, and this one, these are all bound to the F keys for quick access, but the first one is the oxygen overlay. So you can see the light blue is very breathable, blue is breathable, so we want blue in as much of our areas as possible. So you can see we got a lot of light blue. I cannot speak at all. But we've also got a little bit of red, the carbon dioxide they've exhaled, which is kind of floating around a little bit, but tending towards the bottom here. And that is one problem with digging down as well, because there's going to be carbon dioxide down here. At some point, they'll have to start climbing back up to breathe because there's no breathable air down there. So they can work in areas with no oxygen briefly, but they waste a lot of time doing that. Okay, so they're all gonna go to the toilet room. Maha is the one with anemia, right? Under stats, yeah. So yeah, she's really slow. She'll probably be on our research team most of the time. So you can see in this area they're digging out, it's all carbon dioxide at this point. You can see the background's kind of brownish. That's what represents carbon dioxide, and the bluish is oxygen. So you can kind of see what gases are there without the oxygen overlay, although it makes it a lot easier to tell. So let's see, are there any other gases currently visible? We've got some hydrogen up here. Chlorine. And the only other one I'm aware of is, yep, there it is, contaminated oxygen. Okay, yeah, we can already see that they're having trouble breathing down here because there's not enough air. But they've successfully dug out the room, and I'm going to build a couple of outhouses here. Should we do 3? That might be good so that they all have one. 1 is fine, but I'd like to have more than 1 so they don't fill up as quickly. Alright, 1 outhouse gone. Done. And their bladders are not even 2/3 full. So yeah, even though this space is not cleared up, we can go ahead and queue up the outhouse. But that'll be nice. After these are visited 15 times, they'll have to be emptied, and that produces nasty contaminated dirt, which contaminates the air around it. And it's bad. The best thing to do with that I'm aware of is to put it into compost. And we can't even make that until we research farming. So that'll probably be a good thing to do. I can't even access the research menu right now. Okay, so yeah, with all this oxygen up here, I think we'll be okay on air for now. Okay, yeah, we got some idle guys here. That's not good. Okay, so how do I want to build this base? This world's a bit different than what I was expecting, or hoping for, I guess is the right word. Yeah, I'll probably build up. I don't want to break the oxalite, but I do want to uncover it so it'll be producing oxygen. And we do need this green stuff, the algae. The algae is extremely important. And we can go ahead and break into that vacuum, that'll be fine. I guess we'll start making a new floor above the first one. Okay, let's not do that. That's 15 tiles. And then we get like a big vacuum there, which I don't really want to break into at the moment. Let's go with 4 tall, because most things are only 3 tiles tall at the most, but there are some that are 4. Okay, I don't want to break into that water from the side because that'll make a mess. Do I have any accessible water at the moment? No. So it might be good to make a way to access that water. What would be the best way to do that without making a mess? So if I go with the 4 tall rooms again, it'll be like that. So, could do that. And of course I'll have to dig that out. And just 1 above the water will be okay for now. Oh, the sand is going to fall. Yeah, let's not dig that out so it doesn't fall into the water. Actually, you know, let's do that and see what exactly that does. Okay, let's go ahead and cancel those. Okay, I think I've got enough stuff queued up for them to start working here. Okay, we're starting to get a little bit of oxygen down into this room, but not much. Oh, and it's nighttime. They just all fall asleep where they are. We'll have to build beds for them. Oh, great, there's an alien there. I don't think the hatches are too hard to take out. It will consume any minerals within reach that will fit into its wide mouth. Okay, so that thing may be a little bit of a problem, but I think we can kill it without any issue. Oh, I forgot about the Floyd being a loud sleeper. Poor Maha. I don't know, I'm probably pronouncing her name wrong. I don't know. Darn it, Floyd. The Floyd in my last world was pretty bad too. He had bad gas. He was very flatulent. And I'm serious about that. That was his thing. Oops. She fell. No. Oh, okay. She popped back up. I actually had one duplicant. I don't know how it happened, but she had her head stuck in a newly built tile and was just dangling from inside of it, suffocating. I managed to free her, but it was just hilarious. Oh, and of course it's food and bathroom time. Poor girl, she's so slow. Oh wow, that is just terrible. I feel so bad for her. I just love all of the animations in this game. They're so great. Alright, what else do we need to do? We need to not harvest, but dig up these plants. Also, where did that hatch go? I think it just despawned. I don't know. Wow, the anemic is really bad, isn't it?